we can, probably dialogue in the WhatsApp
Mhm.
about a scenario.
Okay.
That way, at least when we meet with her,
Mhm.
we have a scenario. We kind of have figured out what, challenge we portraying and what the solution is,
Mhm.
what role we gonna play. And then that way, we could present that to her. So if she want to critique it and
Mhm.
yay, that's okay. No, I think y'all should do, instead of waiting until we meet with her to find out what our chapter is.
Right.
Yeah, I
And
agree. We'll send her a
we could go to
message.
her with more
Of course.
information so she could be more helpful, because the last thing we want is to not be prepared.
Do y'all want to start off with the like what days we can meet first? Like looking at a calendar and see what we're gonna cover.
Okay, perfect.
One of the things I had was the scenario was our team had a challenge faced by school leadership. Student assessment scores had declined.
So there's four of us, so we can maybe do like two things each throughout the. We'll figure it out, I guess, and see like how we can divide it.
One of the scenarios we chose, and Anthony, if you want to, give us some more ideas, you are welcome to, was I wrote down we had the idea of our team would demonstrate challenges faced by a school leadership team after student assessment scores went on a decline. The team members are going to display different communication styles, which was talked about in like chapters 1, 2, and 3, their perspectives and the problem solving approaches while attempting to develop an improvement plan for those declines in the scores. And we're going to use the concepts that Thompson offered us in those chapters, such as participative leadership, conflict resolution, team communication, and role clarity. And we're going to show how effective collaboration is going to help us improve that outcome in our team performance. And the roles, I don't think we really discussed it. We can have like a team leader, the person responsible for the data and analyzing the data, the communication coordinator, and the operations manager. And we can just actually identify who's going to do what, and then we can kind of, ask for, we probably can use AI to get us a little short script in,
Mhm.
what do y'all suggest? Like,
Okay.
Yeah, I think a script
oh,
would be good, but I think we should go like school district versus like school itself, just so it's a little bit bigger, it's like from a
okay,
business perspective.
okay. Are we gonna meet to write this up, or would you guys like me to just write up what we're doing, what we're talking about right now? Or how are we gonna get that done? What we turn
I
it in?
think maybe we should do like a Teams where we all share like a Word document and we can all like do a little part of
Okay,
it.
good. That'll work. Okay.
Yeah.
We can
And
always hit each other up in the group chat, and like at the end of the day, truth is, I think like as long as we make sure that like each one of our parts is like 2 minutes and a half at least, we'll
mhm.
get through the project like easily just by saying it. You know what I mean?
Okay, Anthony, you said 2 minutes, at least 2 minutes and a half.
Yeah, yeah. We said like 10 minutes, right? So if we're gonna divide it by four, it's like 2 minutes and a half.
Okay. When will we start typing on the document? What do you guys suggest?
I think a Word document in Teams is good, and then just share it with all of us and we can all type our parts in it and all review it and just make sure that it's like an APA format or whatever, and we should be good.
Okay.
And then maybe we have like a due date of when our parts are done, and then a time where we can maybe like if anyone needs anything edited or if anyone has any additional suggestions before we submit it, you know?
Okay. So, Nikki, do you mind putting it in the Word? Do you mind putting
Oh, that's fine. I'll do it.
okay. So,
Is anybody on Zoom right now? I mean, not Zoom. Um, Canva. Is anybody on
No,
Canva? No.
no.
Parts are there in the project besides that? Should we be good?
Questions, I mean, are we breaking up the bullet points or?
yeah, that's what I was, how I had it. So we identified the team roles. Does that, everything that I just discussed, does that answer those bullets?
Yeah, because
So,
we talked about our challenge. Yeah, we talked about our challenge scenario, what we're gonna demonstrate.
Responsibilities will be in this scenario, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah. And that way she sees that like we already preempted that. So like if you're the operations manager, like what is your role going to be throughout this project?
Looking at the participative leadership, conflict resolution, team communication, and role clarity, because that's all in the chapters. Takeaway could actually be about how we learn to build trust and communication to make favorable outcomes, not just for ourselves, but for the organization. Hello, my name is Shanta Haywood, and I will be acting as the team leader for our group project.
My name is Nicole Mormon, and I will be the data analyst for our group project.
Hello everyone, I am Anthony Farha and I am the operations manager.
I'm Ariel Williams. I play the role of the communications coordinator.
A school district has experienced a significant decline in reading and math performance across multiple schools. The superintendent has assembled a district improvement task force to analyze the data, identify root causes, and recommend district-wide strategies to improve student achievement.
Thank you all for joining the District Improvement Task Force. The superintendent has asked us to review the district's recent assessment data and develop recommendations to improve student achievement across our schools. Before we begin, I'd like everyone to share their perspective on what may be the contributing factor to the decline in student test scores.
Thank you, Shanta. So as the data analyst, one of the biggest takeaways for me was realizing that data is really the starting point of the conversation, not the final answer. When I reviewed the district assessment results, I immediately noticed declines in reading proficiency, especially in comprehension and vocabulary. Those results helped us identify where the challenge existed, but they didn't fully explain why those challenges were occurring. So what I appreciated about this process was the opportunity to hear different perspectives from the team.
As the communication coordinator, I took the time to speak with several principals and teachers, and many of them feel that there's an inconsistency or just a plain lack in communication when it comes to instructional expectations and district initiatives. They feel like they're not being kept in the loop, so everybody's not on the same page.
When it comes from an operational standpoint, attendance rates have also declined in several schools. That may be limiting the effectiveness of instruction and interventions.
So I believe our primary focus should be instructional improvement. The data points directly to academic skill gaps.
Well, I'd have to disagree. If students aren't consistently attending school, even the strongest instructional programs will not be effective.
Attendance matters, but the assessment data shows clear instructional weaknesses.
And the attendance reports show clear participation concerns.
So, guys, I believe that both points are definitely valid. Attendance is important just as well as instruction is. If the kids are not at school, or even if they are attending school, if we don't have strong instruction, then that's also going to affect the data. Um, I I believe that the district's challenges are likely connected, and we need a more comprehensive solution to make sure we're bringing this all together.
As Ariel said, I definitely agree. Let's ensure that each of us are considering all the perspectives before we reach a valid conclusion. I would like each member of the team to identify what they truly believe should be included in the district's improvement plan. Nicole?
I recommend targeted professional development and instructional support based on district assessment data.
I recommend improving communication between district leaders, principals, and teachers so expectations are clear and consistent. I believe if we kind of eliminate the chain of command just for the purpose of this project, and we put everybody on the same page, I believe that we would be able to turn around the data.
I think those are both great recommendations. I would recommend creating district-wide attendance improvement initiatives and establishing progress monitoring checkpoints.
Great job, team. See, these recommendations complement each other and include each of our perspectives. Rather than focusing on one single issue, we have developed a plan that can actually address instruction, communication, and student attendance.
I will identify district wide strengths and weaknesses using assessment data and create reports for each school.
Since I already handle communication, I will coordinate communication between district leaders and school administrators, and some teachers as well as I'm making my rounds, and also gather feedback from the stakeholders to make sure that we're all on the same page.
I will create implementation timelines, monitor progress, and ensure schools have the resources needed to carry out the plan.
I will facilitate the collaboration, oversee implementation, and ensure that the task force remains focused on the district's number one goal. After reviewing the data and considering multiple perspectives from our task force recommends a district wide improvement plan focused on strengthening instruction, improving communication, and increasing student attendance.
The data will allow us to measure growth and determine whether the interventions are effective.
As I've been stating, stressing communication, I believe consistent communication will help ensure that all the stakeholders understand and support the district's goals.
And when it comes to the implementation plan, it will provide structure and accountability across all schools.
As you can see, this process demonstrates how diverse perspectives, effective communication, and shared leadership all help a team make informed decisions and solve complex problems, as in our students declining their test scores.
Effective teams rely on information and evidence to make decisions. While the data helped us identify areas of concern, it was the team's collaboration that helped us determine the best course of action.
Communication is one of the most important factors in team success. When team members actively listen, respect different perspectives, and communicate openly, they are better able to work through challenges and reach meaningful solutions.
This experience has also demonstrated the importance of role clarity and accountability. Each team member had a specific responsibility, and our ability to work together helped us develop a realistic plan that could be implemented across the district.
The final recommendation illustrated a valued, diverse perspective, encouraged participation from each of our team members, and remained focused on that one common goal. This scenario illustrated how effective leadership, communication, collaboration, and shared decision making all contributed to a successful team's performance, which are the key concepts that were identified in chapters 1, 2, and 3.
Individuals work together as a team.
Diverse perspectives become strengths.
Challenges become opportunities.
And shared goals become achievable outcomes.
Working with Ariel, Anthony, and Nicole, I have learned as working as a team, it is very, very imperative to consider your team members. Oh my gosh, I just got tongue tied. Sorry. Valuing your team's member personal things that they have to take place outside of our group, as well as valuing each other's perspective. When team members identify that you care and you're concerned more than just the pertinent information or the goal that we're trying to complete, then the goal becomes easy because they understand that you care.
The thing I got from this project was that I liked the way that our group, although we understood all the timelines and the necessary things that we had to implement, we made small audibles along the way to understand that we have to get to the goal as opposed to doing things perfectly, you know?
What I took away from working with this group is how important effective communication is. Is super, super important to make sure that each team member is understanding the message that you're trying to convey. It's important to communicate, and it's also important to listen, actively listen. And when we are coupling those things together, we can better reach our goal.
So effective communication, like they said, I think played a significant role in our success. The main thing is that we did create an environment where we all listened to each other and we were open to sharing our own insights and just felt really comfortable contributing individually. And that helped us collaborate and made this a success.